Graham Rawlins with News Geelong from the Geelong Racing Club. Vanessa is in town promoting the absolute and vital information regarding the need for ongoing diligence by all drivers and road users. The Geelong Performing Arts Centre has launched its 2012 season with a glitzy night at the centre, while from the Geelong World of Sport, we'll update you with the latest news from the Geelong Football Club and the Geelong Racing Club, as well as bringing you the weather outlook for Geelong, for the Surf Coast and Geelong over the next 6 days. The Traffic Accident Commission has developed yet another initiative in its continued drive to promote road safety to 18 to 25-year-olds at its various events and festivals across Victoria. Introducing Vanessa, the TAC's mobile cinema, a converted booze bus promoting award-winning films like the TAC's Make a Film, Make a Difference. Meryl Friend has more.
End of year, uni exams over, year 12 exams over, schoolies week, festivals, great time. But the way to keep yourself safe is to make sure you drop in on Vanessa. She's a bus, but an old disused booze bus, who's there to tell the youth of Geelong and regional people all about how to be safe.
Well, that's why we have Vanessa, our mobile van that shows people how to have a good time and stay safe, gives them all sorts of tips and shows good films that are made by young people from our Math Mad competition. And she will be travelling around some of the festival events, the Queenscliff music event in a couple of weeks, and the Meredith and Falls, the big day out, the uni day out. She'll be there. She can give you a bit of fun and you might even get a free pair of sunglasses. They're pretty groovy.
So what is it about Vanessa you think that's getting the message across more so than other methods?
I think it's because it talks the language of young people, and especially with our Math Mad competition, it's films that are made by younger people. We have a competition every year. They're really cool. They're things that my age group perhaps doesn't relate to so well, but it certainly seems to get the chord. And the Vanessa people are really groovy. I really like them. I'm very fond of them, but don't tell them.
So if people are actually interested in being involved in that the film festival and that competition, where would they find out more?
There's a Facebook page for Vanessa and our corporate website. You can see the link, but the groovy stuff's on Facebook, and I'm sure that's where young people will tune in.
Well, we're hoping all our young people have a very safe festive season.
Absolutely. Have a good time and be safe.
For the Vanessa Bus, Meryl Friend, News Geelong.
Thank you, Meryl. Check out Vanessa when she heads in your direction. Chill out and listen to the road safety messages that will save your lives. Community gardening is a concept that's been growing over the last few years. These community groups have sprung up in towns across our region, each with its own unique flavour and blend of experience and knowledge. It's now Winchelsea's turn as the Green Thumbs grow fresh produce, meet people and benefit from a healthy outdoor activity at the town's new community garden. Ian Nichols has more.
This is the Winchelsea Community Garden. I've got some lovely beans and carrots growing in this tub, and of course it's a really excellent garden. And today we're going to talk not only with people from the garden club, but also from the men's shed here, which adjoins this beautiful garden. And we're talking with gardening guru Kevin Walsh as well.
There's a lot happening at the moment. It's a fantastic place, strong community. You know, we're in the Winchelsea Men's Shed, which is in the final stages of being finished, and we're also at the opening of the Winchelsea Community Garden, which is another fantastic facility, I suppose you'd call it, for Winch. You know, and it's well supported. Yeah.
Well, it is, and it looks pretty impressive. We're taking some shots there, and we've got the gardening guru down here today to sort of show us through the garden. A community garden is a good idea. It keeps people occupied, but it also is a useful little hobby as well, isn't it?
Look, it keeps people active, and one of the things that the Surf Coast Shire promotes is access for all and for disabilities, and things like raised garden beds, and even 50% roughly of the members of the men's shed are actually disabled. So I think it's great. It encourages people, you know, when they're retiring. And it's not just about picking up a hammer and hammering something. It's about bonding and talking about personal issues in a men's shed as well as in the community garden. The same sort of that community bond that you have in these communities, and I think it's a fantastic thing.
Well, here I am with an old friend, actually, from Castlemaine in central Victoria, who's now finding himself down on the surf coast and working with the Shire here, and I'm referring to Kevin Walsh, right in your territory here in a garden, community garden.
Yeah, I love gardens, and the community garden, we're here at Winchelsea, of course, and it's great that people are actually getting into the garden, sharing their knowledge with other people that come to garden in this particular patch.
Well, you've got sort of multi-skills going here. You're also doing a lot of preparation work for the gateway into Torquay as well.
Yeah, part of the Surf Coast Shire work that I'm doing is there's a plan getting put in place for what the look of the entrance into Torquay is going to be. Council offices have just moved, and there's a whole new civic precinct at the north end of Torquay, so it's about getting an idea of what we want that to look like in the future.
So you are a busy man, but today we're just relaxing here in the garden. We've got the tomato. Well, it's on its way. A bit of sage, and what's this one in front of us?
Look,
here?
This is a young zucchini plant. It's a little pale at the moment because it's freshly planted. It'll come good. A little bit of manure or something, and it'll come good. And these will be ready for cropping probably early in the new year.
And in front of some nice, juicy green peas, this is Ian Nichols at the Winchelsea Community Garden for News Geelong.
Thank you, Ian. It was Elvis Presley who made rock and roll the international language of pop music. He had an extensive cultural impact, and on November 8, 1957, Jailhouse Rock, Presley's third film, now the rights to the name of Jailhouse Rock are being held by Dean Smith.
Geelong has a lot to offer, but one of the latest things is a local resident, Dean Smith, has the trademark for Jailhouse Rock. We're able to talk to him about his hopes for the future for festivals and dances.
I organised a fundraising event for Sports Facilitators for All, at which I'm a member, and that was 3 years ago, and we had a fundraising event in the old Geelong jail, and I called it Jailhouse Rock, then realised after such a successful event that it needed to be trademarked.
Right. So with the Sports Facilitators for All, what was that for?
We provide, I'm a member of Sports Facilitators for All, and we provide sporting activities for children with disabilities.
And so from that, where did you go from there to get the trademark?
Well, I actually rang Intellectual Property in Canberra, and they advised me. They were very good, very helpful with information, and it took about 3 months after you apply. It takes about 3 months, and I was successful.
So now, the aim for the future, of course, you've got a lot of ideas. You're thinking about musicals and things like that. What could people do if they were interested in helping you out to get the ball rolling?
Well, musicals are things that I have never been involved in. I have no experience. I'm more a bass player, rock and roller, and pub bands. But what I'd like to do is, if I could get people who are interested in it, script writers or the likes, anyone with experience that could, if they want some input, it'd be great.
And where could they let you know?
They could email me, deansmith@ncable.net.au.
Meryl Friend, News Geelong.
Thank you, Meryl. This is News Geelong on this Wednesday evening as we go to a break and return with more news after this.